welcome to this week's edition of Chi Connections.
Welcome to Chi Connections. I'm your host, Tori Watson, here to give you the bittersweet feedback of the National League Championship Series Game 4 between the Chicago Cubs versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Chi Connections team hit the streets of Chicago to get some hard-hitting fan reactions and predictions for the game.
This is Dana Richard getting fan reactions on the Chicago Cubs Game 4.
Paul, what's your prediction for tonight's Cubs and Dodgers game?
I think the Cubs lose. I know it's tough. They just don't look like they have it this year. The Dodgers look like they're the team that wants it more. I think the Dodgers got them in their crosshairs.
Anisha and Eric, what's your prediction for tonight's Cubs and Dodgers game?
I think we're going to take it. I think the Chicago Cubs have it this year.
Yeah, I think they're going to pull it out by one.
We're going all the way, but I'm all about winning, though. I'm all about the W. Let's get the W, okay?
Very assertive here. What's your prediction for tonight's game, Cubs versus the Dodgers?
Unfortunately, I hate to say it, though, but I think it's going to be the Dodgers winning this, and they're going to wrap it up. They're going to sweep.
What's your prediction for tonight's Cubs and Dodgers game?
The Dodgers all season has been playing just a little bit more aggressive than the Cubs. Of course, I would want the home team to win regardless, but when all those fails, you got to just see how the game plays out. We're going to hope for the Cubs, but if the Dodgers come through and win, I wouldn't be surprised.
If the Cubs win, how do you think the series will play out? Will the Cubs come out on top?
Unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of, bad news, but I just think even if they won tonight, I still like LA. That's the second year in a row you'd have to come back in a series against the same team. I don't think that's, lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice, all right? So, even if they win tonight, I still don't see them extending the series long. LA, they were the best team in baseball for most of the year, and, a number one seed going into the playoffs, or number two. But, so, yeah, it should be the Dodgers for sure.
If the Cubs win, how do you think the series will play out? Will the Cubs come out on top?
Well, yeah, I think they may pull it out. I think it'll be a good series. Once they go ahead and get rid of the Dodgers, play New York, Chicago versus New York, that's always going to be a good thing. So.
Okay. Yeah. If the Cubs win, how do you think the series will play out? Will the Cubs come out on top, or will they fall?
I think they'll still eventually fall because, you know what, I think a lot of people will always remember in baseball, which you never really hear this, the Boston Red Sox in 2004 against the Yankees where they got annihilated the first three games. Though, but you also got to remember, though, too, they had better starting pitching versus the Cubs did, though. You had guys like Kurt Schilling, who was once again a 20-game winner and also a World Series champion before coming over there. And you had a guy like Pedro Martinez right there. So when you look at their difference right there, they needed that one game they needed to survive first, and I believe that game, I think they had their knuckleballer. I think it was Derek Lowe, if I'm not mistaken. But then, but I think if they got past that third game, brought 3 games won, you had good pitching matchups set up. You had Pedro Martinez in Game 5 and Kurt Schilling in Game 6. And if you tie them up, you come back 3-3. Now you're in their heads, though, where you could possibly pull it off. Sure enough, they did. They're the first and only team, from my knowledge, to do it. And I just think, when you look at the Cubs, though, I just don't see that happening right now. Can it still happen? Possibly, but it's probably like a 10% chance if it does.
Who do you think has to come through in order for the Cubs to win tonight?
Well, I would say basically all of them, but more specifically, Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, the two leaders, the two heroes, the former MVP, you guys, this is what you're paid to. You're all-stars. You can't score 1 run in consecutive games and expect to win against a team like LA. So it's, I would definitely say that Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant.
And then finally, who do you think has to come through in order for the Cubs to win tonight?
I think it's definitely going to be one of their bullpen pitchers, and I have to say Montgomery right now. I think he's been one of the guys that's been struggling. He struggled in Game 5 and a couple of series throughout the playoffs. I mean, he even gave up a meltdown, like when they had a 2-game lead in the 8th inning, Game 2 against Washington Nationals, did it once again in the Dodgers series, I believe.
Who do you think has to come through in order for the Cubs to win tonight?
Well, the whole team kind of needs to go out there and be a little aggressive and play extra hard. But I would say their best bet will be to make sure their pitchers, John and Jake or whatever, their pitchers really throw balls that's hard for the other team to catch. Like, throw the ball so fast you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? And, everybody just needs to really, really play hard and go out there. Like I say, I don't know too much about the individual people, but overall as a team, to not make Chicago upset, you got a lot of people standing behind you. I need the whole team to go out there and pull through and get us a win.
After all the predictions, the Cubs were able to hold on to grace the Ivy one last time, only to take a large loss in Game 5, ending what could have been a potential World Series run for the Chicago Cubs. Sorry, Cubs. Try again next year.
Until next time, this has been Chi Connection.
Breast cancer doesn't only affect one person, it impacts everyone around them. That is why the Knockout Breast Cancer Foundation is designed to empower women physically, mentally, and emotionally. Our goal is to inspire. This time we're calling the shots and making the rules. It's time to put our pink boxing gloves on and make cancer the punching bag. To learn more about the Knockout Cancer Foundation, visit us at knockoutcancer.org. That's KO Breast